Timing is everything in life, and if you're thinking about moving, now is the time to do it. So what should you do before you move in? Today, the things to consider when you buy a new home.
And here to help make your move easier and offer some important tips is Rachel Schwab from the Equitable Bank. And what I love about your tips so often, I think, even if you're not moving, it's still like stuff you could be doing around your house to enjoy it more and make it look better. Let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Good for if you're moving into a new house, but some of these things you could definitely do now, even if you're going to stay in your house.
I think that's great. Okay, so one of the things that you say is change the locks.
Love this one.
Yes, and I think, you know, when you buy a house and you have the closing, it's kind of like this ceremony, like, here's the keys. And that's really cool. There's those keys. Now head over to the hardware store and buy some new locks. Now,
is it just because of where else the keys could have trickled in?
Yeah, and I mean, the owners, the people who sold you the house probably aren't going to do anything crazy. Right. But it's just good practice to change the locks. Plus, there's a lot of really neat locks. There's things now with keypads and different things that you can use where you can access it with a smartphone app and things like that. So it's just a good practice to have.
A nice update. Yeah. Of course, this one I think is an obvious one. Clean, clean, clean some more.
Yeah. Yes, clean, clean, clean. You are probably not going to have the opportunity where all of your stuff is not, you know, displayed and out. Now is a good time to clean baseboards and windowsills and ceiling fans and get every little nook and cranny in that house clean as a fresh start.
I like that. This is interesting. Things that you should replace. I love this first one because I think this is a great suggestion.
I never would have thought of it.
Whoa! Why'd we do that?
What?
Because I'm having such a good hair day.
Was it a close-up?
All the camera guys like, I was also like, whoa! Is because you knew I was going to say replace the toilet seats and other things, but that's a great because it's not that expensive, but it can really freshen up the look of your bowl.
Yeah, well, plus I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, so for me, I think, well, that's just a good practice, right?
Do you tell people like, hey, we got a new toilet seat for you?
Hey, welcome to our house. No, I do not. But it's a good practice. Plus things like switch plates. Look and see if they're cracked and broken or
for
dirty.
Light switches?
The plates that go along the switches, or even sometimes the switches might need to be replaced. You know, that may not be something that everyone can do. You might need an electrician for that, but a lot of people can replace that. Vent covers, you know, the grates and things like that, they get dirty and dusty, sometimes to the point where you can't really even clean them anymore. Those are things that just freshen up your house.
Duct cleaning is a really nice idea, especially if you have people in your house who are prone to allergies or the home that you're purchasing where they had pets. Duct cleaning is not that expensive, but really a good practice.
It makes a big difference to have that cleaned, and kind of within that is having your heating and air conditioning looked at, having the water heater looked at, any big things like that are part of the home. You want to have those serviced and cleaned and make sure that those are all running properly. Because boy, you know, once it hits cold weather, you don't want to find out that the heater's not working properly, and you know, and your ducts are all dirty and having a problem with that.
Exactly.
Painting is a big one. I remember when my mom was looking at houses, the one that she bought had all fresh paint. It just made, you know, inside. It made the rooms just look, you know, more neutral, but easier to see all of her stuff in there versus like a pink or a blue or something like they had chosen that was so specific.
Right, and it's if you want to paint the rooms, and sometimes, you know, this is kind of, some people want to live in it for a while before they decide on the color. Some people have all their furniture picked out, they know exactly what color. Well, if you know what colors you want, go ahead and paint before you get all your stuff in the house, because we all know how difficult it is, you know, to move everything from one room to the other or to the center and try to cover it and not get paint on it.
Well, and speaking of a fresh coat of paint, if you're going to go to the trouble of doing that, do the insides of the closets. My mom always suggested that, but there's nothing better than a fresh coat of paint inside the closet, which you think, oh, you don't see it, but it's such a nice thing to freshen that space up. It really is,
and people just don't think about that, or things like laundry rooms. And, you know, I just had a big project done in my house, and everything was out of the laundry room, including the washer and dryer, and I thought, oh, this looks terrible. It's all done, you know, dirty and stuff, and I painted it. And you wouldn't think it'd make a big difference, but it really does.
Brightens it up, cleans it up.
It does, and you just feel like you're just kind of a little happier to be doing laundry, I guess.
Keeps you more organized.
Whatever helps.
Cleaner. Is now a good time to buy when you just look at the overall market?
Yes, it really is. And actually now is a really good time to put your house on the market. If you have been thinking about selling, now is the time, because there's just not enough inventory. And houses are going fast. You know, I know stories, and I've seen it in my own neighborhood, of homes that are selling in days.
Yeah.
You know, if your house is in good repair and shows well and you have it priced fairly, it's going to go pretty quickly. So I definitely, if you want to buy or you want to move, now's the time.
It's wonderful.
And rates are still very low.
Yeah.
But they are not going to stay low forever. So you know, we don't know. I don't have a crystal ball that can predict that, but they're gonna go up sooner or later. So I highly recommend, with the market that we have now and the rates, that people start looking if they're interested.
Do something.
Yeah. Yes.
Get
don't
off
wait.
the fence. Sell your house.
That's
right? I
Yep.
like that. You can also watch real life house hunting in Milwaukee with the Equitable Bank. That's on Welcome Home Milwaukee. You can find it on our website. It's tmj4.com. And what you do is you look for the shows tab. You click on that and you will look for Welcome Home Milwaukee. It's real life house hunting stories from the Equitable Bank. The EquitableBank.com is the website to visit. You can always call to find out about rates, find out about selling, find out about buying at 414-777-4411 and replace those toilet seats.
Yeah, and you're new on Pinterest.
Oh yeah, well we've had that for a while, and I don't know why I just hadn't told you about it the last few times I'm on there. But a lot of the things that we talk about here, we post pins that have stories about some of the topics that we've talked about, so people can get some more information.
That's great.
Yeah.
Best place to get ideas for your home. So.
Great to see you. Thanks,
thanks,
Nice to see you too.